No final for Christ. No final for Christ. Hi everyone, this is Mariah for Christ, and today I will be talking about why I decided to start this channel and what I hope that people will get out of it. So basically, I am a senior computer science major attending Spelman College, which is a historically black college located in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm studying computer science because I would like to use technology as a way to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that's like my ultimate goal. But short term, I would like to be a software engineer. So basically, the purpose of this channel would be to give computer science tutorials ranging from the beginning and like the basics of algorithms all the way to like complex things such as inheritance, polymorphism, blah, 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 and apps and stuff, app development and different things like that. So basically, I'll be sharing 4 years of what I've learned in college on YouTube in a couple of videos, and hopefully it'll help somebody. And ultimately, I hope that this will inspire more minorities to pursue the degree of computer science. I feel like a lot of people think that it's too hard, or I'm not good at math so I can't do it, or just different things, but you can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you try hard enough to do is what you can do. And with me, I never was the kid that just woke up and was super good with computers, or I just thought of some crazy algorithm and just want to program everything and all this stuff. No, I wasn't that kid. I mean, I was a kid that was always taking stuff apart and wanting to build stuff and things like that. But at the same time, I was more of the artsy kid, the kid that's always drawing everyone that they see, trying to draw a portrait or drawing different airplanes or different things of that nature, and making music. I used to make music, by the way. I might drop a track. It's like, nah, I don't know. I'm trying to get back on that. But anyways, so yeah, what I'm trying to say is basically anybody can do computer science. Whatever your background, whatever your passion is, you can use computer science as a way to do that. And so I want to use computer science as an avenue to spread the gospel. And this channel is basically just to help people learn computer science and also inspire people to do it. So yeah. And just a little bit of background, the reason why my YouTube name is Mariah for Christ is because I live for Jesus. So basically, he changed my whole entire life. The whole thing. Like, literally. And I'm going into my senior year now, and people still say at my school, like, you were a completely different person freshman year. And, like, I'm just like, I know. It's really crazy. Like, I came into college one way, and then after the summer, this motorcycle outside is annoying, but anyways, after the summer, going into my sophomore year, my whole life changed, and that's from an encounter that I had with Jesus. So, long story short, because I think y'all should know. So basically, I was in a relationship, freshman year of college, thought I fell in love. I was like, whoa, who is this man? Speaking Spanish and what else did he speak? Spanish, French, English, Creole. I was like, what? And he went to Morehouse. And, I go to Spelman. So I was like, oh, yes, this is it. Getting married. Fell in love. Yeah. Long story short, it wasn't all cracked up to be. And I ended up getting my heart broken. Like, bad. It was ugly. And I was ugly. The way I was crying was ugly, But yeah, so long story short, the heartbreak, all that stuff, it led me to Jesus in an ironic way. So I lost my father my freshman year of high school. And ever since then, I was getting into relationships with guys and stuff like that, trying to seek love to fill a void that no person could fill. And I was never really satisfied in these relationships, but I would just go from relationship to relationship, and that kind of spilled over into college. And that's when I got into that relationship and ended up getting my heart broken really bad. So anyways, that was like the last straw, and I was like, I'm tired of getting hurt. I'm tired of guys cheating and doing different things like that. And I just was so fed up, and I was so broken, and I was really, really hurt because I really thought he was great, because everybody thought he was perfect. So I was really hurt. But anyways, I started seeking after God. And that summer, I realized that the only thing that can fill this void in my heart from losing my dad is Jesus. That's the only thing. Not a relationship, not the best man ever, not the perfect GPA, nothing. I had a perfect GPA in high school. I still wasn't satisfied. I wasn't happy. And I was just doing everything I wanted to do because I felt like it. So anyways, that summer, I started seeking after God. I started reading Proverbs, and I started reading a proverb a day. And I didn't really know how to pray at the time. I mean, I went to church prior to that, I went to church every now and then, and I prayed when it was convenient, and I prayed like when I had a problem going on in my life. But this was different. I was praying because I really wanted to know Jesus. I wasn't asking him to fix a situation or fix the relationship. I was asking him to be my friend. That's all I wanted. Literally. I just wanted to be God's friend. Literally. And in that process, like, I started really like realizing like, whoa, Jesus really answers your questions. Like, Jesus isn't just way high up in the sky and you just ask him questions or say a prayer, you never hear from him again. No, he actually wants a real relationship, but I didn't know that. So anyways, I started praying. I prayed every single day the same prayer. I mean, I prayed other things too, but I mentioned the same thing every day for like literally 60 days straight. Literally. And if I would have given up on day 15, I still wouldn't know the answer to that question. So basically, I asked God every day, what is my purpose in life? Like, I want to know why I'm here so that I can do what I'm here for. I really want to know. And it's like, when you don't know your purpose and when you're trying to like find yourself, that's when you make like some of the dumbest decisions because you just don't know. So you're just kind of going like haphazardly through life. But when you know, your whole entire mindset is like, like literally like brain blast, like Jimmy Neutron, like brain blast. Literally, like when you know your purpose, everything changes. And so I ask God every day, like, what is my purpose in life? And there's a Bible scripture, many are called, but few are chosen. And so I asked God, was I chosen? I wanted to know, like, was I chosen? Or like, was I called? I mean, I'm cool with being called, but like, was I chosen? So I asked God every day, was I chosen? And so I ended up, that's the summer where I just decided to take a summer class rather than going to an internship. And I also did a program with Google that summer, so I was just like taking summer classes and also like waiting for my program to start for Google. So anyways, I ended up praying and stuff like that, and I started going to this church that was down the street from where I was living at the time. And this church was full of all people that were in their like 60s and 50s. I think the person that was closest to my age was maybe in their 40s, besides like two young people that I saw every now and then, but they weren't like really there all the time. So it was really me and like the older generation, literally. And so it was really interesting because I was like just coming to Christ, or trying to come to Christ. And so it was interesting going to a church where it was all old people and there was like so much wisdom and everything. And literally they just poured into my life. And I was asking them, how do you know your purpose in life? How do you know if you were chosen? Like, how do you know if God chose you for ministry or something like super specific? Like, how do you know? And they gave me like some Bible scripture to read, and I was like, dang, I want to answer. Like, you're just telling me to read. But they were like, you need to pray. So I kept praying. And finally, one day, I felt like God was telling me to go to this conference. And so it was this conference that was like an hour away from where I was living. Later. And it was like a week-long conference. And I didn't really want to go because I was like, I'm not trying to go an hour away. Like, that's far. Like, an hour in the summertime. Why am I going to go to some church conference? You know. But, I don't know, the last day of the conference, literally God put it on my heart to go. I I can't even explain it because I never even heard nothing from God before, but I felt like I had to go. At that point, I felt like I had to go. So, literally, it's all crazy looking back at it in retrospect. So, I ended up getting a ride with the first lady of the church, and I rode down there with her and some other people. And on the way there, I was like, how do you know if you were chosen? Like, I was like, I've been asking God for a long time now, every day, consistently. And I'm like, is he ever going to answer me? So she was like, you'll know. When you know, you'll know. And I'm like, all right, thanks. Thanks for the help. Great. Didn't really help me, but thanks. So anyways, when we got to the conference, right, as soon as we walked in, it was like, literally, the first thing that they said, they were like, so today we're going to talk about being chosen. And I was like, they playing. Literally, my heart was like so hard towards God that I was like, it's a coincidence. And like, my heart was just hard because like I lost my dad in front of me my freshman year of high school. And so ever since then, I literally intentionally rebelled against God until like this experience that I'm speaking of. Like, I spent about 4.5 years or 5 years of my life running from God because I lost my dad. And I was so angry with God because prior to that, you know, I was always trying to tell people about Jesus and praying and making songs about God. So I was mad. And so when I got to the conference and they were talking about, oh, today we're going to talk about being chosen, I was like, all right, let's see if this is God answering my question. But I don't know. I was like, I need more than that, God. So anyways, the night went on and they were talking, and literally I felt like they were talking to me. Like, I was like, literally, who told them my life? Like, who sat there and wrote down my whole entire life and let this person read it? That's what I felt like. But it still wasn't enough for me. It still wasn't. I still needed more. Like, I was like, coincidence. Like, I'm very logical and analytical. And I was like, no, I need more. Not enough. Like, so yeah. Anyways, I started worshiping God like I never worshiped him before that night. Usually I would try to be cute in church and sit down and, you know, clap a couple times, but I wasn't really trying to mess up my makeup or, you know, really be seen. But that night, I worshiped God like I never did before. Like, I literally stood up the whole night worshiping. Like, my arms were hurting. Like, I didn't feel my arms hurting until the next day because I literally was worshiping the whole night. My whole body hurt the next day from how long I was worshiping. And I just literally prayed and prayed and prayed and cried out to God for him to forgive me for all my sins, like for rebelling all those years, and for him to like answer my question and so I can be his friend. Like, I prayed those things all night. And at the end of the night, they had an altar call, and there were like hundreds of people at the altar, like a couple hundred. And I'm kind of short. I'm 5'1", so I'm not about to stand out of a couple of hundred of people being 5'1". And I think I had on heels, but they were little bitty things. They were not heels. They were, my friends would say those were like my friends would laugh at how short those heels were. So anyways, I went to the altar and I was praying, crying out to God, and literally this lady came off the stage, literally walked through hundreds of people straight to me, grabbed me, and answered my question. And I was like, it was crazy. It happened so fast. I don't know what she looks like. It was really fast, but I know it happened. So literally I was praying, crying to God, and like, I know nobody can hear me because it's loud music playing, hundreds of people at the altar, and I'm like, God, was I chosen? And then this lady comes and says, yes, God chose you for ministry. And I was like, I literally started crying. And I mean, by the time I opened my eyes, she was gone. Like, I opened my eyes like maybe a couple seconds later, and she was gone. And I was like, and there were just hundreds of people everywhere. And then the next thing I prayed was like, God, what about all these sins? Like, I did everything dumb and rebelled and all this stuff. And literally, this other lady came, grabbed me, and said, God no longer holds that against you. And it was intense. intense. Like literally intense. And after that, like my whole entire life changed. The whole thing. And after that, like God started revealing to me piece by piece, like specifics of my purpose. And once I knew I was called to do ministry, it changed my whole perspective. And it was crazy because I left school. I left to like for the summer one way and came back a whole nother way. Like I left turning up, doing everything that everyone else does in college. Like I left being a normal college student and I came back on some whole other stuff. Like people were like, what happened to you this summer? Who are you? Literally. And I came back literally trying to make disciples, like literally, and not in a way like staying on a corner with posters saying you're gonna go to hell. No, but in a way like literally sitting there trying to tell people about Christ and like just literally just trying to show the love of Christ and like being the nicest person ever. I wasn't mean before, but this time it was for Christ rather than just for me or just to be a good person or just for me to look good to people. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about my ego or anything. It was about Christ and the glory of God. And so that changed everything. And I stopped doing all the stuff I used to do. I stopped, and I personally stopped this because I was trying so hard to hear from God. Because like after hearing from him once, I just wanted to hear from him all the time. And I was like, God, how can I like be more receptive to your voice? And I was like asking different ministers in the church, and I was also reading different scriptures, and it was saying like God has a very small, still voice, and like there's so many distractions that can block us from hearing him. So I gave up anything I felt like could be a distraction from hearing him, and most of the stuff was sin, which God doesn't like sin. Like sin doesn't even sound good. Like the connotation of sin sounds bad anyways. So I stopped doing all the stuff that I knew was wrong. Like I just stopped doing it. And it was hard. It was hard. It was not easy. I had to pray because it was not easy, like stopping all the stuff I did that everybody else does, and it's the normal, or it's okay, you know, you're young. No, I stopped all that stuff. And also I gave up certain music. I gave up certain TV shows. I just gave up so much stuff that could distract me from God. Like anything that had sex in it, I gave up. Like if a movie had sex in it, I gave up. Like what's that movie? 50 Shades of Grey. That wouldn't have been a movie that I would have been watching. Like horrible. And the only reason why I saw that movie is because somebody took me on a date there, and that was the worst mistake he could have made, is take me on a date to see 50 Shades of Grey. What? That doesn't make no sense. Like purity. No, but for real. So I gave up certain TV shows, everything, because I didn't want to be distracted from God. And so I came back to school on some whole other stuff, and basically like my whole life was different. And I did struggle. It was hard at first because I came back to school trying to be like the strong Christian by myself, like because I had the same friends I left for the summer with. So I had the same friends that were turning up with me. I had the same friends that were doing all that stuff before I got saved. And so when I came back now saved and sanctified and got baptized and everything, it was hard trying to still live for Christ and still hang out with the exact same people doing the exact same thing that I used to do. And so over time, I stopped hanging out with them because literally it wasn't helping. And I was trying hard to like be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna still go to the party, but I'm not gonna do anything, and I'm just gonna be there, and maybe I could tell people about Jesus. No, I ended up like, it was easier for me to get influenced being one person than one person influencing all those people. And so I wasn't ready for that. People are called to do that, but I wasn't ready at the time, just being saved. So yeah, I struggled, messed up a couple times, but yeah, so fast forward in 2015, what year is this? In January 2015, I made a vow to purity in like all aspects, like purity in my thoughts, my actions, like everything. And I got a purity ring. I lost it like a couple days ago, or like a couple weeks ago, and I have to buy a new one, so it's not here right now. But yeah, I got a purity ring, and I got it basically to be a like be an outward statement of my inward commitment to Christ. And also, like, it's a ministry tool, because people ask me, like, are you married? And I'm like, no, it's a purity ring. And then literally I get to talk to people about purity, and like, as a result, a lot of people at my school have made vows of purity now, and they're deciding to like save their body for the Lord and honor God with their bodies. So yeah. And long story short, that's like a long version of that's a short version of the long story of how I found Christ and how I came to Jesus. So where I'm at now is, I do ministry. I'm in ministry school on the side of like going to school at Spelman as a computer science major. And I've been doing internships, like doing like application development and programming, like programming analysts and stuff like that. And I'm currently interning in Seattle, Washington. It's really cool out here. And so yeah, but that's just a little bit of why I started this channel and how I came to Christ and stuff like that. So some things you can expect from this channel are some cool tutorials. Cool, not boring. I don't have a monotone voice, and I'm not about to be like, an algorithm is, no. You'll probably laugh and like learn in the process. I tutor at my school. I've been tutoring since sophomore year, so I've been tutoring for 2 years at my school. I tutor every semester in computer science, so I really like it. It's fun, so why not tutor on YouTube too? But you can expect some cool tutorials where you'll learn. You can expect some encouragement when it gets tough. You can expect a prayer or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I'm not even gonna lie. You can expect a prayer at the end of every video. And the prayer would really just be like, I hope that God like helps you to understand this information, and like if you have anything going on in your life, like I pray that He'll work it out for you and stuff like that. And also like everyone can always send me prayer requests. Like if you have something you're going through and you would like for me to pray for you, or if you would like for me to tell people from my church or from my ministry school to pray for you, like I'll hold you down. Prayers up. Is it Tuesday? No, it's not. It's Sunday. Okay, yeah. So yeah. So that's some things you can expect from this video, and I hope that you subscribe, and I hope you really like it and enjoy it, and I hope you're encouraged. Yeah. So yeah, Jesus changed my life. I'm a whole different person. And yeah, literally like night and day. I literally went from Saul to Paul, basically. Like I'm the girl version of Paul, that like he went from Saul to Paul, like, but not to that extreme, but yeah. So thanks for listening. And I have braces. They're so annoying. Yeah. Don't ever get them. Get Invisalign. It's not worth it. It's just too painful. Oh yeah. Oh, another thing. Forgot to say it. So you can also like, another thing you can expect from this channel is some hair like tutorials and hair information. Cause like, I'm not just this techie person that's like, let me hack into your computer. No, but like, I'm also somebody that really likes fashion. Like I'm the president of a fashion club in my school. And yeah, like, and I'm a computer science major. So yeah, just to show you the versatility of computer science. Like we're not what people like make us look like on TV or something. So yeah, I'll do some hair tutorials too, and like help y'all out. I'll help you, girl. Yes, give you all the tips, and maybe a makeup tutorial. I'm not the best at makeup. Like I know the basics, but like the best thing I can do is lipstick, literally an ombre, but that's so basic. But yeah, I might have a makeup tutorial or 2 or 3 or more, you know. And if people like me, I'll do a vlog, but if not, like I won't tell you about my life, you know. I understand, it may not be that interesting. So yeah,